Hello there!
I'm Anthony.
I'm Sharon.
And together,
we're the McClatcheys.
In this video, we'll be looking at 4 different considerations before entering into a relationship. But first of all, we want to give 2 little things to consider. So, first of all, communication is key. Always key. Why is it key?
Why? Well, because you want to go into a relationship with the willingness to be willing to talk through anything and everything. Why is this important? Because you don't want to be stumbling and fumbling later down the line thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't know that's what you wanted. Oh, I didn't know that's where you're going. What? But I don't believe the same things as you. Oh my God. It's just a lot more painful and it's a lot harder. So don't be afraid to have the hard conversations, I guess. Don't be afraid to get to know. Don't be afraid to kind of ask those questions of, I guess, who that person is, what means a lot to them, where they're going, and be okay to share your stuff too, because would you rather discover this later down the line and just have heartbreak and regret, maybe bitterness, maybe resentment, maybe even a deep sense of why did I even get into this, but now I feel like I'm too far in, I'm too much invested, too far gone to do anything about it now. So maybe to potentially save that heartbreak, just be ready to talk through anything. Be ready to hopefully share a bit more. And of course, on the side, you might have gone through a lot in life and there might be a lot of trauma there, and I get that. I was in that place where I didn't really want to open up, but yeah, I guess this person is going to determine your future, your life, your direction. So yeah, you want to kind of suss things out even before you commit to getting into that relationship.
Yeah, you could just be friends. You don't need to be like, yeah, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. No, you don't need to do that. You could just be like, okay, let's just talk. Let's get to know each other. And that's fine as well, no? Just get to know each other. It's fine. But as well, behind the scenes, always check your heart. Check your heart. Because actually, think to yourself, what am I feeling right now? Like, am I feeling lonely? Am I feeling like I want a bit more fun in my life? Questions like this, but also like, am I in a relationship to pour into this other person, to encourage this other person, to be in a relationship for love's sake? Are you there to actually bless that other person? Because actually, sometimes in our own feelings and emotions, we get caught up with our own selfishness and our own selfish desires, and actually we put the other person somewhere far over there, and that's not necessarily healthy for a relationship. And if it's just self-sufficient or self-pleasing, then actually it's gonna end up toxic. So you need to think about these things before even heading into a relationship. Where is my heart right now? So think about these things first.
Yeah, and if there's a season and a time where you just need to heal, you need to recover, maybe there's a previous relationship that you're really scarred from, take that time. It's okay. It's okay to heal, and yeah, try not to rush into the next thing, the next person, the next relationship. I know I've definitely done that, and it's not healthy either, because you're still trying to get over your previous stuff. So yeah, in that process, just check your heart, check what is motivating you to want to get in the relationship, because that is going to determine the decisions that you end up making, and therefore the behavior and the expression of who you are in this relationship when you do commit. So check your heart. Lay it all on the foundation of communication, being willing to talk through stuff that means a lot to you and to hear from them and what means a lot to them. So that's before we even get into the 4 things. These things are foundational.
Absolutely.
So what are the 4 things?
Yeah, so the 4 things as promised, 4 considerations. First is physical attraction. Are you physically attracted to that person?
Yeah.
And that's like the looks, the appearance, the sort of, the way they carry themselves. Sort of, are you attracted to that thing? Because if not, that's gonna cause a bit of a problem. One, because if you are thinking of doing life with that person in the future, if you're not attracted to them, your eyes are going to be elsewhere. You're going to be looking at everyone else instead of that person. You might be like, oh, that person's good looking, let me chase after them instead. And that's not necessarily helpful for your relationship, no?
Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah, and I guess it's so easy to think, oh my goodness, I don't want to be shallow. I don't just want to think about the physical. But actually, someday you are going to get physically intimate with this person. And someday, you know, you may even want to get married to them. And like as Christians, you know, we believe let getting into the relationship also be motivated by the want to get married as well. So that it doesn't need to heartbreak to heartbreak to heartbreak to heartbreak, and then you've got so many scars to heal from. But that's kind of what we believe. And yeah, so just kind of check out, you know, physically, am I attracted to this person, and can I see myself physically with this person? Because that attraction isn't shallow, actually. We're designed, like there's something in us, there's a pull, there's this inner kind of chemistry that wants to connect with someone else. And also how they look, their eyes, their nose, their body, their shape, their everything. That's important too. Don't dismiss that. Don't dismiss how you feel. Don't dismiss how that makes you desire them and want them as though it's shallow. It's not. There's something in us that wants to be attracted, but not to say that only the physical is important. I know that in our case, it's almost like the physical attraction came after the discovery of the deeper things and just getting to know what means a lot, life, all of that. So that's kind of our unique story. But yeah, I know of friends where the physical attraction means a lot to them, and it's also a deal breaker, and that's okay. Everyone is different, but just to kind of check your heart with that as well.
Absolutely. So for us, it was more the sort of emotional connection before the physical connection ever took place, really. So with that is chemistry. So the second point is chemistry. So how well are you guys getting on? Because if you're not getting on with each other, then what are you doing? No, like you're just not gonna be able to like each other's presence, or
let alone get romantic.
Yeah. Be like, I hate you, go away.
I mean, there is also the typical like enemies to lovers trope, but that's like different. That's something else. I think we're talking about, do you vibe, do you get along, do you gel, and in that kind of chemistry, like, you know, if you were like chemical compounds like coming together. Sorry, being a bit of a nerd here. You know, do you kind of bond well together? Not to say you have to be the same person, have to like and want the same things. You might be opposites like me and Anthony. I'm very different to Anthony in how I express myself and the things I like and don't like. I'm an outdoorsy girl. He's a homebody. If he could just be home, like just gaming, chilling, just having that alone time. He's in his zone, everybody. But yeah, but yet we gel, yet there's a chemistry, and yet I'm so attracted to this guy. Like he is my handsome. So yeah, I'm attracted to him, but also we gel. So just check that chemistry. Are you vibing? Do you kind of just not necessarily have the same energy, but do you just have that connection between you? Yeah.
And I suppose in a relationship, you want to be able to relate to that person so that you have that connection. And actually, even with that chemistry, it could inspire that attraction as well. Because when you actually have that connection with someone, when you're vibing them, it actually builds those emotions that then build that attraction towards them. So you see their inner parts. That sounds weird. You see their insides, you see their heart, you see their energy, and you end up being connected.
Yeah.
So that leads us to our third one, is vision and values. So vision is seeing where you want to go, having those dreams and following those as well, but also how that connects to the other person and their vision and values and their dreams as well, and how you could both be going in the same direction in those. Because say for instance someone feels like they want to go to China and spend the rest of their life out there doing outreach work, but actually someone wants to stay in the UK and just do business and just stay there for the rest of their lives. That's going to be really hard to be in a relationship there, because you're going to be in two completely different worlds, into two different opposite sides of the world as well. So it's going to be really hard to connect as well and have that relationship. So
not to say that I guess you can't do long distance relationships, because that's how we had a whole season of that. But I think we're kind of just talking about, are you headed in the same direction in life in general? Therefore your purpose in life does it kind of align? Not saying you need the exact same job, the exact same thing, but again, that chemistry, even in where you're going together.
Yeah.
Like, does that gel? Does that vibe?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it was a seasonal thing. We felt that we would be able to journey through life together with similar vision so that we could actually work together in the future. So for us, it was like youth work that kind of gelled us together, and we was just like, we could do youth work together, we could do ministry work together. That was a real joy to us, and even in that was fuel and our fire for each other in our relationship, because we felt actually we feel a peace in this. We feel like we can connect and we can be better together. So that was a real indication for us, really, is that vision alignment going forwards together, because we don't want to be disconnected and doing random other stuff here and there, but we want to be journeying and walking together.
Yep. So vision, you hit it in the same way. Values, do you believe the same thing, therefore want the same things, therefore the way that you express yourself or kind of are driven to similar things, is that kind of there too? So in terms of beliefs and stuff, so like we're Christian, we were very much after this desire to want to be with someone that believed the same things as well. So I wanted a Christian man because I'd been in kind of situations before and like maybe a relationship where we didn't believe the exact same things, and I could say that our future would have gone like this, but deep down a part of me was always hoping that it would do this, that we would hopefully, you know, come together and want the same things. But it wasn't fair of me to want that of the other person. So I could see that we were very certain in what we believed, where we're headed, and why we didn't necessarily agree, and therefore it just had to end. But that was painful. It was a heartbreak that I maybe could have avoided if I just checked out, hey, does this person really want the same things as me before I even connect and commit to this? So yeah, just check that out, suss that out. Are you headed in similar-ish directions, even if you express it differently? Do you believe the same things, and therefore will hopefully express similar-ish things in your relationship? Because values drive behavior. So essentially, are your habits, your everyday habits and things like that, in the way you believe it, desire it, and want it kind of like align and gel as well. Because otherwise you'll be going in opposite directions, and it's just it can just be painful along later down the line. Could lead to bitterness, resentment, hatred, frustration, or feel like you got manipulated into it, or just, I don't know, whatever else. But and that we're not at all judging anybody that has gone through any of this stuff or has experienced it. This is just for all those out there that are thinking, hey, what can I think about before I get into a relationship? So we're speaking especially to those. So for those who may have made some of these decisions, please know we're not judging you. And we just hope that you both are blessed with whatever wisdom, strategies, and tools that will allow you to make your relationship work, make your marriage work. Yeah, so that was number 3, vision and values. Number 4.
Absolutely. And the 4th one as well, which is what our pastors as well added onto this list, is that actually these are really good questions to ask, but what does God say? In the midst of all of it, what is he saying? And for us, for me especially, it was that 2 flames coming together to form a bigger, brighter flame, and that was confirmation for me, because it was just like, okay, I'm going to be more effective for God's kingdom with Sharon, because we're better together. So that was what really sort of was confirmation from God for me. And that's what kept me running, really. If it wasn't of God, then I would be like, actually, no, maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe I just need to wait for someone else. So always be obedient to God's words, because He's got what's best for you at the end of the day. He's a good father who knows our needs.
Yeah. Amen. I know that there were times where I was kind of running from God's will, or just trying to do my own thing and just stumbling and fumbling into different situations, and just found myself more torn, more at war with myself, more like frustrated, and like less at peace. That's the thing. Like this is a good indicator for all my fellow Christian brothers and sisters out there. Do you feel at peace? Do you feel God's peace? That you are at the center of His will, and that in journeying with others in your life and wise counsel, we'll talk more about just other things that you can consider as well before you get into a relationship another time. But yeah, just what does God say, and are you really feeling His peace even before you get into this? And yes, you can feel it kind of, I'm like confused, or I'm this, or I'm like not even sure, because you know, I've had a past, I've had a hurt, I've had a trauma. That's my story, and I'm not sure if I even want to get into this, but I know that in God just kind of guiding me, giving me His peace, to asking me to just trust Him, that was one of the things that motivated me to say yes to Anthony. So I was not allowing my past to determine my choice, but I was really waiting on God, even though I was in turmoil, even though I hadn't like fully healed yet, but just hearing God kind of give me that reassurance that He's got this and that there's something happening here, that meant a lot. And that I'm so glad I listened. I'm so glad I didn't let my feelings push Anthony away, because I think I would have pushed away such an incredible man, an incredible marriage, an incredible chance to really experience a good and godly relationship that maybe I didn't necessarily have before.
Yeah. So just a quick recap. Number 1.
The physical attraction. Are you physically attracted to each other?
Number 2.
Chemistry. Do you vibe? Do you gel?
Is there together?
Yeah, what bonds you together? Is there beautiful like chemical bonding between you? Number 3
is vision
and values. Are you headed in the same direction? Do you believe similar things?
And then finally, what does God say? Have you prayed about it? Are you being obedient to the voice of God? If He says yes, then go for it. If He says no, then wait. And if He says wait, then definitely wait.
And if it's harder to hear those things, get other people who you know for sure hear from God, maybe further along than you are, maybe even more mature in their Christian walk than you are, and get that wise counsel from them and try and hear what God is saying through them, but checking that they're motivated to have your back and to want the best for you, and not necessarily projecting their stuff onto you. So also, as well as checking your heart, just try and discern where things might be coming from towards you as well. So yeah.
Know your people as well.
Yeah, know your people, check your circle.
Yeah, if you have any sort of reflections of this video, any feelings, any thoughts that came up, please feel free to use the comment box. That's what it's there for. I love my boxes.
It will forever be the comment box, guys. Like, get used
box, no.
This true, it is.
But yeah, if you like this video, click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet already, what are you doing? It's right there. Click on it. You know you want to. And yeah, just we love doing live with you guys. And if you have any sort of questions, then please feel free to write them in the comments. And any further questions or reflections, just let us know, and we'll try and answer them in a future video.
Yep. And there'll be more from us soon.
Yeah. For now, thank you for watching. We're the McClatcheys.
Over and out.